Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about something I'm going to start doing new with my channel. I'm going to be using it as a way to document my journey in building the newsletter that I've started called The Simple American. I felt like this was a good opportunity for me to, document and record what was going along on the journey and how I'm going to try to build this up, the trials and tribulations of going through it. Felt like this was kind of like a good idea because a lot of times people who build businesses or companies or products, entrepreneurs in general, they'll do something and then you see them on getting interviewed, asking them how they did it, step by step type things. And I thought, well, maybe if these people were recording or making content as they were going along the journey, it'd be very useful looking forward. And also just wanted to do something for me so I could look back on this at a later date just to know what I was doing this during this time. So, like I said, I started a newsletter called The Simple American, and pretty much the idea behind the start was I was really frustrated with the news and the media in general. I felt like it was extremely biased. I felt like there was an agenda when I was like consuming it, and so I wanted an outlet where people could stay up to date with what was going on with current events and like the news in a really quick way, and that was like as unbiased as possible. Like just state what happens, that's it. And so, I started my newsletter, and it's pretty much 8 to 12 bullets sent out every night at around 8 p.m. Eastern time on the biggest things that happened in the day. And, it's quick. It's a 1 minute read. That's kind of the selling point. I just wanted an opportunity for people to stay up to date with what was going on quickly. That's it. And, as a college student, I originally started doing this because I was like, I see a lot of kids in college, and I feel very strongly that it's important for young people to stay up to date with what's going on. But I felt like they just didn't have the will or the want to consume kind of like the mainstream media that people were being fed. They didn't want to read articles from CNN, Fox, and that type of stuff. A lot of people, I would say between 35 and younger, they get their news from social media. They get it from TikTok and from Instagram and from X, and that's how they stay up to date. And so I felt like a newsletter was a good idea. Everyone has an email address. It's quick, it's on your phone, and it's in bulleted form, so it's easy to consume. That was the basis behind the idea. You know, Recently, a poll from AP just came out, and it said that, the results were two-thirds of Americans pretty much felt that they needed to take a break and limit their consumption of news on government and politics because they just have been overstimulated. They're just fatigued from it, and it's just been like an information overload over the past, number of years that the media has gone so hyper polarized. And so I thought this was a great opportunity as well. It kind of just confirmed what I was thinking this entire time, that people still need to stay up to date with what's going on. Like, people need to know what's going on in the world. However, they don't want the agenda. They just want to know quickly, and they just want to know in the fastest, most unbiased way possible. So that's kind of the idea and why I started my newsletter. There are a lot of newsletters out there as well that do a really good job. Axios is obviously the biggest one. They're like a news source, a media outlet, and they do the bullets. That's kind of where I maybe got that idea. They do more, their articles are more about one specific topic. And then, you get other newsletters like 1440 that's really unbiased. They do a great job as well. Their articles are a little bit longer. And then like the Pour Over, but they're like a faith-based like Christian site that talks about the news in like an unbiased way. They do a good job as well. With me, I think what separates me is how fast it is to consume. It's literally 1 minute every night. You're in and you're out. You're done. I will leave a link to The Simple American in the description, so please click on it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So that's kind of the idea of the newsletter, why I want to start it. And the first kind of step behind it was finding a platform to write it off of and to collect the email addresses and make that as easy as possible. So I started doing research, and there's a lot of platforms, ConvertKit, MailChimp, Substack, and ultimately I landed and chose Beehive. I felt like Beehive was the best platform for me because it was very simple, it was easy to use, easy to get started. It's free up until the first 2,500 subscribers you get, so that was a bonus. I didn't want to be putting any money into it. I didn't know how this journey would start. And they have a lot of good tools as well to help set up like referral programs, partnerships with other newsletters. They have what they call Boost to help, for paid subscription, paid ads to acquire subscribers. And I just felt like the platform was really useful and really cool, and it was like very easy to learn right off the bat. I also subscribe and follow a newsletter content creator and kind of consultant. His name's Matt McGarry. He writes a newsletter and does a lot of consulting and makes a lot of informational content about growing a newsletter. He's really good, and he talked a lot about Beehive and recommended it, and that's kind of where I landed on that platform. So since I've started on there, it's been great. I would definitely recommend Beehive to start your newsletter. And, as of recording this, I currently have about 1,200 subscribers. So growing decently fast. I have not put any money into it. So that's kind of like the idea behind these videos, right? I want to produce them maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. Want to keep between 5 and 10 minutes, talk about what's been going on with the newsletter, how I've been growing it, how I've been doing, how I've changed the content or tweaked it, and just kind of like things like that. So today's video, I just wanted to give you an intro into the newsletter, the idea behind it, and then how I picked my platform and what platform I picked. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the video today. The next video, I'll talk about how I acquired my first 100 subscribers and kind of how I started to make a good header for my newsletter, started picking good titles that people were clicking on and increased my open rate. That will be in the next video, but since then, been growing slowly, looking to build off it more, but I'm excited to keep documenting this journey. And again, please like and subscribe this video and subscribe to my newsletter as well. Thank you, and I appreciate it.